Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we got a Sonic this morning. It's about 5:21 in the morning, 45 degrees this morning, so not too bad for December, of course, but we loaded the truck and trailer up. I'm grabbing a bite to eat right now. We're warming the truck up. We're about to head to the Sonic. It's a biannual clean for 9 locations. And then we also have a gutter cleaning later today, so not too crazy. Probably take about half the day for both those. And I'm training a full-time guy, so we're gonna see how that goes more. He's already been training a little bit and he's been doing great. So, but other than that, we are gonna get straight into it. See y'all at the job. Alright guys, this is one location we completed. As you can see, it's looking a lot better. It's not perfect, but obviously that's expected of commercial. We got this job through a past customer. We've done his gutters twice, cleaned them twice. He told me he had a couple Sonics, and I've texted him 2 or 3 times about the Sonics. He kept telling me he had somebody, but eventually one text hit right at the moment. The guy that they had doing it isn't doing it anymore, so they had 9 of these that they were getting the canopies and the seating area cleaned on, so we're taking care of these now. I'm not gonna say how much these are, but they're well worth it, and Micah's training to be able to run these by himself, so hopefully those will be delegated completely, but these have been great. We got about 8 more of these to do, and then we'll hit them again in the fall. They're done twice a year, so great contract. He's also gonna get me in touch with the other Sonic owners near here because there's way more Sonics than he owns. He owns about 9 with these canopies, but there's at least 5 or 6 more that could use it, so he's gonna get me in touch with those people too. So that's kind of how we got this job. And just, if you have a customer that has a business, they might not need your services right away, but just remind them, friendly reminder, let them know that you offer other services like gutter cleaning. He probably thought we were just gutter cleaners, but when I pull up in the truck with pressure washing, stuff like that, he asked questions and we just delivered. So, sounds good. All right, so the reason why he's not using a bucket is because we actually picked some trash off the street. We ended up throwing the bucket away. I forgot the blower because I was putting 2 cycle oil in it, so that's kind of why he's doing it by hand and throwing it on the ground. We're just gonna make sure we brush up all their sidewalk and stuff and make sure everything stays clean. I was just giving a quick explanation of why we're doing this. We kind of have to improvise. The shop's like 45 minutes away. There's no way we're driving back, but we're gonna make sure it still comes out clean. I want people to know we don't just throw the debris on the ground. All right, so what I'm doing right here with this job is Mike over here. He's gonna be, I'm shadowing him basically. He's gonna be doing this complete job by himself, unloading everything and packing everything up. I'm just gonna be running through with him and showing him if he has any problems, how to solve them, or anything like that. The reason why I do this is because this is gonna be the closest thing I can get to being on the job with him running the job by himself. You know, just making sure he's doing little things like setting the timer and before and afters and stuff like that. So other than that, shadowing is the best way to train your guy to be on the job. All right, he is doing this side right here. We had to whip out the 28 because it got a little steep and it was getting pretty narrow right here with the trees and stuff, and we needed a little bit more of an incline, and we also needed to be, as of course you can see I have the stabilizer, so we need to be far out too. That way he is able to be safe on the ladder and do this gutter line. The Little Giant is tall enough, but it was starting to get a little bit wobbly over here, and these ladders are a little bit heavier. They tend to do a little bit better on rough terrain, so we usually put the Little Giant up and we keep a 28 on there.
Too late now.
All right, Micah, how was the day, bro? Training.
It was pretty good. It went smooth. Yeah.
Was the Sonic fun?
Sonic. Not really.
This boy wanted some Sonic. How was your triple smasher?
Oh, it was fantastic.
All right, man. All right, Micah, why are we walking around the house even though we've already packed up and finished the job?
Because we don't want to leave any of our equipment here, and we're just checking to see if we missed anything we need to rehitch or anything like that.
Yo, YBH.
Alright, so the whole preference of this video is going to be about hiring a full-time employee or having a full-time employee and kind of how that goes. One thing I wanted to touch up on at the end of this video right here is going to be jobber forms. We use Jobber as CRM, or it could just be job forms in general, or truck forms, or I see a lot of people call them different things, but it's essentially a list that you give to your employee, not because he doesn't know what he's doing, but just because it's easy to slip mine, it's easy to slip safety standards that don't necessarily have to be done to get the job done, but need to be done to keep everybody safe and keep the customer satisfied and, you know, make sure nobody gets hurt. For example, like, you know, how to pack up the trailer, and then how to unload the trailer all correctly. That way it's set up for the next person or set up for me, or it's nothing gets broken. As well as getting to the job, like I want to make forms for, you know, a driveway wash, you know, everything you do A to Z. And then I want to make another form for whenever you put a line item as like interior window cleaning, everything to do A to Z, making sure they're putting their booties on and making sure they're popping the screens out or whatever it may be. And then have a general form for every property, which would be like starting your timer, before and after pictures. Like those are non-negotiables, need to be done on every single job. But I think those job forms are really going to help out. That Sonic went great. Micah's working hard as can be. He's going to be great. I think he's going to do perfectly fine by himself. We have some other big projects that we're running in the rest of this winter, like finishing up the Sonics. And then we have a pretty big gutter cleaning job with multiple properties. So that'll be a lot of experience for him to get some more hands-on doing gutter cleanings by himself, doing the Sonics by himself, which are pretty good for him. That way he's going to learn everything about the pressure washing and the gutter cleaning. And he hasn't done any house washes yet, so we're going to have to get him on that because that's something we really do in the summer. But other than that, I am going to get off this video, guys. I'm sorry that this one took so long, and it's been a couple weeks since we've came out with one. I recorded all those clips before Christmas, but I had to come back on here and edit it and wrap it up. But I know I didn't get a lot of the gym clips, but I'm just hoping we have an amazing 2025 season. We go into a crazy season, and we just start absolutely killing it. I'm hoping Micah does good. I'm hoping we get some systems in place and just keep growing to be ready for 2027. So let's get it.